So hi everyone. Hi Jaydeep. We can get started. I think.
Hi, everybody. Hi. Good evening, everybody. And thank you very much for joining our webinar today on SAP Profitability and Performance Management. I think some people will still be joining in, but in the interest of time, we will begin. Uh, I think the first thing that I would like to do is to introduce the speakers for today. I have with me, happy to introduce Rakesh Kumar. Rakesh Kumar is the co-founder and director of Trijotech, and I am Jaideep Chatterjee, and I am the director for business development for Trijotech India. And I would like to introduce a little bit about the topic and what we are going to do today, and also about how we are going to proceed in the next 1 hour. So first, what we will try to do is we'll try to understand a little bit about Trijotech, what we do, what we are, and we'll follow that up with introduction to SAP PaPM, what it is, why businesses need SAP PaPM, and the common pain points for SAP PaPM, and what are the pain points that it solves, and how it integrates with different systems. We'll also have a time to do a little demo for all of you to see what the system actually looks like. And we'll follow that up with a couple of more points around what what's the business value, what are the real world applications of the product, and what are the future trends regarding this particular product, PAPM. We'll conclude with a case study, an actual implementation of PAPM, which we at Trijotech have done with one of our clients. And that will conclude the session. We'll follow that up with a question and answer session. And if time permits, we'll see how much time we get for the question and answer session. With that, I'll take a little time for introducing Trijotech to you. Uh, Trijotech has been around for quite some time now. We were founded in 2017. It's a global business consulting solutions company. And we are specialists in SAP ERP solutions, specifically around business planning, legal and management consolidation, data analytics, and software development. And we have been servicing our clients around the world. Some of our clients come from US, from the Europe, Middle East, and APAC regions. And primarily, these are in very niche SAP consulting services. Our strongest footprint is around the focus of IT solutions, research, and innovation. And we have also partnered with several multinational companies in this journey. In terms of the services and the products which we focus on, we are experienced in the new age SAP tools and technologies. And specifically, I would like to call out SAP BTP solutions, integration suite of SAP, the analytics cloud for SAP, the SAC, the DataSphere, and PAPM. PAPM is the product that we'll talk about today. S4HANA group reporting and generative AI cockpits, Copilot, and other solutions around this. So that's a little bit about Trijotech and what we do for our customers. And now I would like to invite Rakesh. Rakesh, the floor is
Yeah.
all yours. Let us
Sure. Thanks so
take
much, Jaydeep,
everybody.
and hello everyone. Thanks for joining the session again. So we can go ahead and a little bit discuss about the PAPM tool and how it is going to help the enterprises or the organizations in terms of setting up their right reporting or profitability analysis, where they see a lot of challenges. We'll see what are those pain points or challenges as well in the upcoming slides and presentation as well. Okay, go ahead, please. So I think you all are, if you're coming from SAP background or if you are new to SAP as well. So this has been the SAP analytics tools and planning tools journey so far. So there has been BW tools for quite some time for data analytics, and now the shift is towards the cloud solution. So SAP DataSphere replaces most of the BI solutions, and then you have the solutions in business planning and consolidation or BPC, as well as you have solutions for PCM, profitability and cost management has been there, not shown here, but yeah, it's there. and then you have the corresponding new patches or new levels, BPC 2021 or BPC 11. It's older version basically available as on-premise planning budgeting solution basically. But PAPM and SAC kind of has replaced it as the cloud-based solution for your profitability analysis, your MIS reporting, your budgeting forecasting. And in today's session, our focus area will be specifically PAPM, and some of the things which possibly SSC cannot do is very well available in PAPM. The industry specific solutions which are kind of very well available as part of the SAP PAPM is not there in SSC. SSC of course has some business content or industrial content, but the level of depth or detail which PAPM is having definitely is not available in any other tools for business planning right now in the industry. Yeah. So what exactly PAPM does is, firstly, it helps you with the analyzing your cost, your profitability across your segments, your products, your customers, your regions, your countries, etc., and even at supplier level. And then you can also do the what if simulations. We can do the case based or scenario based analysis, and then that helps you kind of to take the right decision for your enterprise, whether to start with some segment or to kind of stop or focus on one area of I would say the particular product segment that you think is profitable. You focus in that, so that decision making is much available with SAP PAPM. Yeah. So, what are the key areas which PAPM touches? So, profitability and cost management, which was there quite some time in PCM and even with BPC, or even in past with COPA as well. And then planning and forecasting. So, you can do have some input templates. You can enter some data. You can do some planning. You can even upload data as well in PAPM. And then you can do some supply chain analytics, as well as you can do some tax optimization. So you have BPS 2.0 based business content is available, or the standard content is available. You have the transfer pricing scenarios are available, as well as you have some very complex allocations which are like typically you don't need to start from scratch. Lot of standard content or scenarios are available out of the box. When I say out of the box, we'll see in demo as well that what are those standard content or standard scenarios. Yeah. And then overall the benefit is it helps you to decide on where to focus your strength of the company, your resources, your funds basically, or strategy around which segment or which products. Yeah, go ahead. So, in terms of the standard content, I would say for the cross industry scenario, there are a lot of solutions. We'll see in the system as well during the demo that you have IT cost management or direct cost calculations, VAT calculation sort of things. And then you have simple allocation management scenarios. You have profitability and cost management scenarios. So when I say these scenarios means this, there is a environment available where you have already well-defined data set. You have simulation scenarios available. You have reports and dashboards available already as part of the standard solution. And then you can build on top of it. You can build your own customized industry specific scenario, your company specific scenario, according to your management guidelines, how you want to analyze the profitability, how you want to analyze your cost, how you want to allocate your cost. Or if let's say you have a head office or you have a service based cost centers, how you are going to allocate them, what kind of drivers you're going to have. So all that are very well defined, and you can leverage them. But of course you have option to change them. You can copy the standard content and kind of customize it according to your requirements. Yeah, go ahead. So again, as I said, the standard content is of course available for across industry, as well as some industry specific solutions for airlines, for media, for professional services, sports and telecom. There are a lot of business content is available. Yeah, go ahead. And even for discrete industries, high-tech, automotive, industrial machinery, even for energy and natural resources like oil and gas industries, milling products, mining, or oil and gas utilities, all these industries, there are some standard business content available for profitability analysis, and we can leverage them when before we start the implementations. we should definitely look at those standard content and standard reports, standard allocation scenarios, the rules, calculations, etc., and see how much we can leverage them as part of your business process or your scenarios, basically. Yeah, go ahead. And similar contents are available for banking and insurance sort of sectors, and even for public services entities, basically defense, security, and city management, healthcare, etc. Yeah. Now, coming to this, Jaideep, maybe since you have been in industry for quite some time and specifically in this area of profitability management, so what are the common pain points you have come across for the customers? Yeah.
Yeah, Rakesh, thank you. So I think over the years, some of the most important aspects of businesses that everybody has a problem with is precise forecasting. Precise forecasting with the right data at the right time is extremely important for the success of businesses. If you look at today's fast paced business, the way it changes every season, every year, every month, few days also, you need to have an extremely strong forecasting engine. You need to have an extremely good view of real time data and how that real time data is going to affect your business. Simulations, make models, how it will look like in future. These are problems that has always been there with businesses. And PAPM endeavors to address these problems. We are also looking at some extremely important things like data across different systems. As organizations grow, data also grows. And data resides in different systems, different formats, different way. If you need to have a solution which can talk to all these different ways of storing the data, you really need to have a very strong engine which can talk to everything, everywhere, every time. And that's what PAPM does. So these are the pain points which have always been there. And Rakesh, I think you can take our
Yeah.
audience through with how PAPM is actually addressing these pain points.
Right. So, in terms of the functionality which helps the businesses to resolve these pain points, so firstly, one aspect is the availability of data, right? So, firstly, it can integrate with so many systems, not just SAP, even SQL, Oracle, or flat files, or any kind of sources that you can think of. They're very tight integration and real-time data availability. So, you don't really need to always replicate the data. There are options available to directly have the data available on the fly or real time. Yeah. Then you also have some advanced modeling capabilities. Let's say you don't need to always write a piece of code to achieve something. There is a configurable scenarios available for data modeling which can help you. You don't need to changing the things is maintenance is something every customers worry that once I have implemented, who will maintain or how to maintain. So the advanced modeling is possible without much writing the code, etc. So it's very intuitive and very easy to user friendly solution, basically. And I would say business friendly solution. It's not really IT driven solution, but more of a business friendly solution, in the bracket in which business will be comfortable to run the solution, run their profitability analysis, run their reporting and dashboarding or forecasting through SAP PaPM. And then, of course, there are some inbuilt ML engines for predictive forecasting, and you have option for driver-based planning, and you can change the drivers, see the simulations. So all those things are pre-built and available out of the box. And also, you have some integration. Of course, as I said, we'll cover that aspect as well. So there are basically three layers you have in SAP PAPM. The first layer is your business data aggregator, where we can connect with multiple systems. Basically, these systems could be SAP, could be non-SAP, could be external databases. So we have something called Smart Data Access option is available in SAP HANA, which is going to we are going to leverage that and connect with external systems. We have option to connect with external services, web services, soap services, all kinds of auditor services as well. And then we can connect with Excel, all kinds of file systems. So this is coming to the data aggregation part or data aggregator part, which is going to take care of the bringing the source of data on which you are going to perform your allocations or profitability analysis. On the or even your tax calculations and intercompany recharge analysis and transfer pricing. So the second layer, which is there, your calculation engine, where you have the all the different types of logics are written for allocation, the rules are written, the formulas are written. You can even write small scripts, which are very simple script to multiply, divide sort of scenarios. So you have the calculation engine, which is very strong calculation engine with parallel processing and power of HANA inbuilt inside that, which can help you to do profitability analysis, allocations, forecasting, do the liquidity forecasting, risk and capital solvency solutions, cash flow modeling, and then you can define some logics for data enrichment. You can define the roles and access data security there. You can create your own queries for reporting and integration with SAP Analytics Cloud is always there, which can be further taken care of. The third layer is your simulation applications, where I can do change the driver and see the impact of it. In today's demo, we'll be looking at it as well. So we can input some scenarios, we can input some drivers and see the overall impact on what if simulation. Basically, we can put up some assumptions. Let's say we in today's scenario we'll be looking at fuel charges is 50% or 40%, and how my overall profitability is changing in terms of charts or tables or numbers, basically. Yeah. Okay. Now, the next aspect is we how can we deploy PAPM? So now we have two options. Earlier we had just on-premise option to have PAPM inside S4 HANA or inside BW for HANA as an add-on component. But now it is available as a cloud-based service, just like SAC we have, similar to PAPM is there, cloud-based service in SAP BTP, and we can leverage that to again do all kinds of integration, all kinds of calculations and reporting and simulation through that tool as well. So I think that's more powerful option for the businesses who don't want to like invest on-premise solutions and have a clear cloud-based deployment strategy. So kind of that is very powerful if you go for cloud-based PAPM. Of course, on-premise solution as well is there, which is add-on to your S4 HANA, core S4 HANA, or even for BW for HANA. Now, in terms of integration with external, we talked about the databases, the web services, the files in Excel. So that is pretty much the same thing. Yeah. Now we'll go in the system a bit and do a small demo for you guys. Yeah. So this is what SAP PAPM looks like. Okay, this is the logon after login screen. It's a Fiori-based UI, and we can start from here. So firstly, you can see on the top is manage team or users. So security part is there. Then manage connections is there, and then the second piece is performance management of the system. So I can see my reports, my activities, events, and execution overviews, who is running what, and kind of monitoring part of it. And then the bottom part is modeling, which is typically the more IT driven. So firstly, we'll see the connection part. So we can go to the manage connections. I just want to show. I mean, we'll not go in to detail of it. Just see what kind of options we have for the connectivity. You can just click on edit and try to add a new connection. So here you can see connection source is there. I can expand this. So here we have option to connect your DDIC table, means any ABAP dictionary tables, ABAP CDS views. If you have created, you can reuse them. So you don't need to always start from scratch. So that's the benefit of it. If some SAP given CDS views are also there for different areas of STMM, FI sort of CDS are there. You can even consume them. Okay. Then you can consume HANA tables, you can consume HANA views, you can consume HANA SD. SD is smart data access, so especially in the areas where I'm connecting with an external databases, so SDA comes into play. So smart data access, SDA. And then you can also consume data from BW info providers and the remote function, URL, OData services, things like that, and hierarchy view. Okay. And now we can go back to the environments. So on the environments, you can see there are 108 environments. Of course, there are like number of environments, which are some of them are out of the box environment given by SAP. You can open the environments. We'll see how they are structured. So we have sample content area where we have expanding this sample content. So we have the cross industry scenarios. We talked about the standard content, out of the box functionality available cross industry. When we expand the cross industry, we see the solutions are there for the BEPS, which is your BEPS 2.0 tax related tax calculations. Then we have solutions for allocation. Basically, allocation hub is there, IT cost management, then even product and service costing, agile plan and forecasting. So there are so many models are available. Value chain sustainability management, corporate budgeting and planning. So again, this is cross industry. That means any it could be relevant for any of the industries. You have to look at it before you go for building or designing your solution. You need to go through and see which one is relevant for you, and definitely start with the baseline with the standard solution and then customize and build on top of it. Okay, we can go to the next section, which is the industry specific solutions. So in the industry specific solutions, we have the consumer industry, we have the discrete industry solutions, we have the energy and natural resources solutions, we have the financial services industries, we have solutions, we have the public services solutions and services. So we quickly see in the consumer industry. Can you expand? So in the consumer industry, we have food industry related solutions, fashion, then we have life sciences, consumer products, and retail based solutions already available. And when you are going for any allocation, I mean, setting up your profitability analysis and allocations, you need to basically start with this starting baseline solution or the content. Okay, go to these discrete industries. So you have automotive and other industry here. So high tech, automotive, and then milling in aerospace, production quality. And you can go to the next, energy and natural resources. So here you have chemical, you have oil and gas, milling products, mining industry. Then you have oil and gas and utilities related solutions are there, which are out of the box and which we can consume as part of our start of the implementation. We can take it as a baseline. Okay, and similarly we have for banking and finance, we have solutions for public services and service industry. I will quickly do a small setup, go in an environment and see some of the objects as well. Yeah, so we'll take an example of railway travel and transportation. So as we were talking in the beginning, there are three pillars basically of PAPM. So one was the data aggregator or data integration, which is the first pillar. Then we have the processing or the calculation engine, which is going to calculate or set up your allocation rules and things like that. And then the third layer is your reporting or simulation layer. And if you are doing budgeting or planning, then you can use the data input and review as well. So we quickly see the integrated data sources. So if I have a table, I have a view, let's say general ledger data. Okay, click on the general ledger data. So here we have something called general ledger data. Right now it is built on the flat file, but since it is out of the box standard content, but we can customize it and map it to any. You can click on the edit. We click on the edit and just check what are the other options available. So we can connect it with data dictionary, can connect with SAP HANA tables and HANA views, and we can even connect with the smart data access. So depending on our scenario, how the data is going to come, PAPM can allows you to connect with all those different sources. So that's the beauty of PAPM, to kind of connect with across the I would say heterogeneous architecture and bring the data together in one homogeneous environment where we can do the profitability analysis basically. Yeah. Okay, we can go to the next one, which is the processing section. So under processing, we have options to create our unions, create our joins, create our calculations. We can write formulas, and then we can also design the allocation. So in allocation, three things are important: sender, receiver, and the driver of allocation, and the rule which is going to use that sender, receiver, and the driver. So in the sender section, you can see there's an input function which is bringing the data, which is union of the GL balances, plan and forecast data. We can go to the receiver section, which is going to be my target of allocation, on which basis we are going to do the allocation. And then there is rules section where I define the different how the allocation is going to happen. So you can define whether it is sender is based on posted amounts and what is the value field. And we can have further drill down as well, which we are not talking about. So in the sender rule and in the receiver rule also, we can put our further logics basically. Okay, we see the FX button that you see. You can write your formulas as well, which is not if the allocation is going to be with a certain calculation based allocation, then we can write the formula. Now we'll see one small simulation example. So for that, we'll go in the reporting section, go to the reporting, my reports, and we'll run the uh, simulation for one of the based on fuel drivers. We'll try to see how the profitability or PBT or get changed after changing the driver. So we'll quickly see the simulation. Okay, so yes, it has come. Okay, so we have a fuel cost charge, which is the parameter we are using right now. Okay, you can look at the screen on the left hand side. You have something called fuel cost change, basically in percentages. So right now it is 40%. Let's say my fuel cost consumption is 40%. So my profitability will still be let's say a certain number. Okay, we can see what is the current profitability in the current dashboard as well. Just a moment. So 724,654 is the number right now. So if my fuel cost is 40%, if the fuel cost increases, what will happen? My profitability will go down. So it from 7 to something, lower it will come because my cost has increased. So let's say we make from 40 to 50. Let's change the percentage. Now this is one of the drivers. Like that, I can have a n number of 30, 40 drivers which can be utilized. But just one small example we are showing you. So we change the fuel cost percentage to 50, and we'll run the see. We are running the simulation, so it's running right now. Yeah, now it has reloaded. Can you go to the number? Yeah, now it is 66843. So our profitability has decreased because our cost has increased. So depending on the nature of your driver, here it is one of the cost driver called fuel cost. Similarly, you can have the n number of driver related to raw materials related to your your bill of complete bill of material is there. So accordingly, you can define what kind of drivers you want to have on, or activity based drivers could be there. So depending on your scenario, you will define what is your driver, and accordingly our dashboards or our charts or our reports can be dynamically changing there. Okay, yeah. So can we go back to the home page again? So we will go back to the environment once again. Open the sample content. Yeah, yeah. Open that again. Railways. Yeah, travel one. So one of the aspect we talked about was reports. So reports are very well kind of defined in PAPM. It's very much easy for any user to customize the reports. We can define what should be in your rows, columns, and filters and things like that. That you have been doing in any traditional reporting tool. So we'll see. Like in this case, she can go to the sheet definition once. We show what is there in the rows. Yeah, so in the rows I have some route number and amount is there. In the rows I mean in the columns route number and amount is there. In the rows we have activity and scroll down a bit. In the free characteristics, we have a number of other dimensions or the fields like activity driver, cost center, company, functional area, and lot of fields are there which we can use at the runtime. Like I want to further navigate or drill down on my data, then I can go for all these different drivers basically. Okay, you can now click on the analyze so that we can see the report output. So pretty much have, I think you all have seen the Fury front end. It's pretty similar to that. Now here we have the option to see the data in chart format, and we can see in table format. Can we just swap it to table format to see what we have defined in row column is coming correctly or not? Yeah, so we had something called activities, which are there in the rows. So cargo type, coordination of trains, depreciation of trains, etc. And then in the columns we have the amounts basically against those activities. Yeah, and if we want to change something here, add something in rows, add something in column, we can do it very. Let's say I want to add cost centers in the rows. Okay, again this will make the report very big. Let's quickly add the cost center in the rows. So then we are analyzing the data now with cost center and the activity type. Okay, so in cargo type or coordination of train, what are the cost center involved? We are looking at it. Similarly, we can remove, let's say, the cost center now, and we can add any of the. I mean, this is very similar to what typically you have been doing in any other reporting tool. So it's not too different than that. You can remove this, and we can see in the chart way as well. The same. You can remove the cost center, analyze the chart as well. So we can see how the overall activities are by amounts. We can do the analysis, and of course, a user is can create their own views of it, and then further they can save it as a variant sort of. So in future, if they want to analyze with that variant, they can do that. So those standard features what we have even in normal Fury reports as well, that is very much available. And you can click on the down drop down in the layout. So if I have created multiple layouts for it, I can see them in the drop down, and the user can change that basically from the layout section. Yeah. So this is more like seeing the report and how we can navigate inside this. And we also have the option to analyze this in Excel. You can click on the analyze in Excel and kind of download this data set and do the further analysis if the user wants to do. That is very much available. Okay. Now we go back to our presentation again. So one of the key aspects of PAPM is there is of course this has changed a bit. We have more roles now available in SAP PAPM, but typically if we categorize those roles into what kind of activities generally they perform. So modeling user could be part of your pseudo IT team. I would not say exactly IT team. This could be somebody who is knowing functional as well. So it's a business plus IT guy, and who can model the solutions to integrate the data and bring the data. So kind of IT sort of role. And then the next layer, which is somebody who can run these setup of allocations or reports or dashboards or your scenarios or calculations basically. So that is something the execution and simulation user. And then the last layer, which is let's say your top management or your management team, who is going to analyze these reports, whether they are going to analyze in PAPM or they can analyze in even SAP SSC. They can analyze in analysis for Office Excel, which is also available to do the analysis. Basically, you are going to write back the data in some HANA table, whether it is HANA table or even in BW info provider, or you can ultimately push it to the SSC side as well. So once the data is available, it can be visualized by the analysis user, whether they are using AFO, they're using SSC, they're using any n number of tools basically. And there is one more beautiful aspect of PAPM is that you have done the allocation, still you want to write it back to your AC doc P, for example. Okay, that is very much possible. So you have the AC doc A, which is for your actuals universal journal basically, and you have AC doc P, which is your planning table in the S4 HANA. So you can write back this your allocations results basically in AC doc P, and there are some standard functions which SAP has given, which can be used to write back to your corresponding CO tables. Okay, so there are some functions SAP has given. I think we can. This session will become a bit longer if we go in that kind of detail. But yeah, there is a functions which can take the data from AC.P to the corresponding controlling tables basically. So the solution is very well tightly integrated with your S4 HANA. Whatever you are doing, you can write it back to your core S4 tables as well, and it's very tightly integrated solution with your S4 HANA basically. And reporting wise, all kind of flexibility is there, so you can whether either you want to do it in PAPM or you want to utilize AFO, you want to utilize SSE, everything is open for the business user. Go ahead. Now, I think we kind of touched upon all these pointers. So, where we can leverage the SAP PAPM, of course, is profitability analysis with different dimensions. I mean, typically you had COPA, then you had PCM, and now PAPM is going to achieve that. PAPM, in fact, is PCM with Nitro. I can say a lot of functionalities and business specific content is there, which is very, very amazing compared to the other profitability tools that we have seen across the years. Then transfer pricing optimization we have been talking about, where you have intercompany recharge, lot of intercompany recharge scenario, and you want to have calculation of your transfer pricing. A supply chain cost analysis you want to perform, and there also you have integration, you have the reports and dashboards and things like that. And tax optimization, of course, the companies who are into ESG, you know maybe Jaideep also can touch upon that on the ESG aspect, which is how critical it is now. Then planning and forecast modeling for the business processes. And if you have different accounting approaches, let's say you want to analyze the profitability in two three different ways, then even PAPM can cater to that. Then you have cash flow modeling and liquidity forecasting as well as part of the solution available with SAP PAPM. Yeah, go to the next one. Yeah, so I leave it to Jaideep now for the future trends. Yes, Jaideep, please go ahead. Jaideep, I think you are on mute. So,
Sorry, yeah, that's right. Sorry. So I think, Rakesh, you rightly mentioned about the ESG part coming in as a very important aspect of today's business. It stems from the fact that the SDG goals of United Nations, how they transfer into our daily life and into the industry as well. And sustainability reporting is a very important part of that. Today, it has taken the shape of regulatory requirement also, where you have the government of India, for example. In India, almost all listed companies who are supposed to have an annual report also need to have a sustainability report published along with their annual report. And this sustainability report can very well easily be made and obtained in the right format as per the guidelines through PAPM. And it's an out of the box solution that comes within PAPM. So, sustainability reporting and regulatory reporting is also one of the very important aspects that PAPM provides us. Now, if we look at how PAPM is evolving into the future, we see that PAPM has evolved over the past few years. It has been there with us for more than 5 6 years now. It has evolved and taken many shapes and many names. But today, we are looking at a very important focus towards real time analysis and decision making. That's the very important part that PAPM is supposed to play the role in the future. And the adoption of AI in its work, AI adoption and machine learning, and how that can be used for predictive analytics is again going to be a major focus area for PAPM. We are also looking at advanced analytics and enhanced integration with different data sources, which again is again a very very important part of PAPM, because PAPM is supposed to talk and work with any database out there in the world. So that again is going to be a very important focus area for PAPM in the coming years. Cloud innovation and user experience focus is again going to be a very important thing, because this tool is meant for users. It is meant for direct users of the CFO's office. It is not a tool that needs an IT professional or a specialist to come in and use. It has to be more user friendly. It has to be more easily accessible by people who are actually going to make use of the data. So that's going to be a very important aspect for the future for this particular product, user experience. And last but not the least, data governance and data security. A very important and pivotal aspect of today's world is data security and data governance. And PAPM will definitely go into this area and make it even more stringent and more strong and robust as a solution. So that's generally going to be the focus area in the future for this particular product. We will also now take a look at an actual uh,
Yeah,
implementation of PAPM. Rakesh, I think you can take us through
yeah,
that.
sure. So basically, one of the telecom industry customers, the PAPM was implemented for them, and as usual, as I said, there was a very big team of cost accountants who were handling that profitability analysis, cost allocations, and it was very painful because there are like 50, 60 odd templates, and they were connected with on the drive, and formulas were written to perform the allocation. So that was kind of automated using SAP PaPM, and all those manual activities, whatever like drivers changes and things like that, were automated. And also the authorizations of right person having the right information and right access of reports basically was ensured. Now in this, of course, we had also SSC in picture, so the reporting was used to be also one layer of reporting was going to SSC as well. So for that, the reports from the SAP PAPM were integrated with SAP SSC as well. And then the allocations for the OPEX was one of the key areas. Even in COGS, they had some sort of the direct and indirect breakdown there as well. And even in OPEX side, they had lots of allocation, lots of drivers, whether it is related to your HR cost, related to your R&D cost, related to your network cost, or the large scale the classification of cost as well, whether it is a nature of capex or opex. So that kind of lot of scenarios were there, and a lot of manual judgment was there, which was kind of a major challenge, because every time a new team member comes, they don't know what is to be done, right? And so they had to again understand the Excel and kind of go for the setting up the process basically. So the whole setup was done in SAP PAPM, and it was add on to SAP BW for HANA, and then it was further integrated for SSE for detailed level of MIS reporting basically. So yeah, this was more about the scenario we had for the telecom customer. Of course, the one of the aspect was they wanted to have segmental reporting. Now, segmental reporting is a pain area, I would say, for many customers. They always have this challenge with allocation, and somebody sitting manually doing all those allocations. A very time taking thing, and the monthly close or the closing process becomes very lengthy because of all these detailed list of manual activities. So there the big benefit came with PAPM, and automated all these closing processes, and good visibility between the teams and the different user roles basically. And then security and all those aspects were as well very well covered in that. So kind of it was a good fit for the customer to help them with their overall solution strategy. Yeah, go ahead. So yeah, I mean the forum is now open. We can address some of the queries or questions. Yeah. So if you have any questions before we will another take another 2 3 minutes, we'll try to address that, and then we'll kind of wrap up the session. Yeah.
So if you want to contact us, our coordinates are written on the screen right now. You can scan us. You can also reach us on email, call us. If you have any questions, you can type your questions here or ask.
So, I guess we'll wrap up the session now. So, thanks so much, everyone. Thank you for joining, and really appreciate your time. And we wish you, happy weekend as well, because we'll be connecting again, and even our festival of lights is coming. So, wish you that as well. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. See you.